Today, from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports.
$50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to Week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Chicago Bears and the New York Jets. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. Leading the charge under center will be their 6'5" quarterback, Carson Wentz. Is the kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game. So what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Now Wentz on third down. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. They call it a loss of a yard there. And it'll be fourth down. So, Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath. Maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
On fourth down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Jets will take over first and 10. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
Hey, we all love a good story, and what we like even more, guys who can fight through adversity. Joe Burrow coming out of high school, goes to Ohio State, doesn't get a chance to start, transfers to LSU, not thought to be a top prospect, ends up the #1 pick in the draft, and justifies it. Tremendous play, excellent mobility, and leadership off the charts.
We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
And now they will throw it with Burrow. To Barkley on the check down. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Looking to throw again on second down. Burrow flush to his right. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. know it appeared he was saying, hey, give me the football, I'm open, but I don't know if that's a pass that he should have thrown there.
Well, I don't think we've ever met a wide receiver that doesn't think he is open or is about to be open.
True.
So when you throw your hand up in the air and tell your quarterback, hey, I'm available, he's trusting that you are. In this case, he was not, and it turned into disaster for them.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. This defense for the Jets, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to got them the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. 35 yards that time on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll only be a loss of a couple, but the pressure gets home on first down.
Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground. It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And he'll have a Jets first down as the tackle made at about the 38.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And that's caught left side by Mo Alley-Cox. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Obviously, they didn't get everything they wanted on that completion, but they put themselves in a spot where you've got to at least think about going for it. I know where we are on the field, but still, you've got to think about it, don't you?
And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. I love those plays. 4th and 1. That's who wants it more, this time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Burrow on play action. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On 3rd down, Burrow.
And that's into the hands of Mo Alley-Cox, the tight end. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making
trying to fit it into Shepard, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. Taking it right down Broadway. Past the 20. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
It's probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you haven't been taught.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
Tackle by Darrell Taylor.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Over the middle, complete. That's Shepard. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on it and then let him run.
He's got some space. And he is going to have a Jets first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And some space here. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Barkley, toss play left. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Early down stuff will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
From the 30 on 2nd down. Burrow gets this one to Juszczyk.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. But he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there. You might have a smaller back. And he is going to have a Jets first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
Here we go.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
53 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. Barkley fighting his way in for a Jets touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go.
It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense, just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On 2nd down now, it's Elliott. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The running game fully in sync, 1-11 on that play.
And sometimes it comes from the offensive coordinator, understanding what he thinks the defense is going to do and dialing up the perfect play. Sometimes the quarterback, though, can look at the defense, realize he needs to change it to a run, and that gets it done in a big way as well.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Wentz going to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display. And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll try the right side here. Barkley Gets through and now an opening. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 70 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Sliding out of the pocket. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Charvarius Ward. And the Bears are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision could get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. Meanwhile, Wentz's throw into the hands of Hooper. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Shotgun now for Wentz. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
On 2nd and 10, Wentz. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 39.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, Bert?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, then it curls back inside for the completion.
Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the 31, Wentz, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Again, it's Wentz. Open man is Edwards. He's got it. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on first is Wentz. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. One man in the backfield, that's Elliott on 2nd and goal. Throwing is Wentz. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Mike Williams, as the first half is winding down, and the Bears have taken the lead. Santos with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So that one a long 11-play drive, and the end result is a Bears touchdown. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession as they'll take over with just 13 seconds to go before the break.
They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Throwing again on second down. Burrow. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Final play of the half for Burrow and company. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
And just like that, on we head to half number 2.
The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. Joe Burrow trots out again with the rest of his offense.
And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half 2 after 3 first-half interceptions.
We don't have to just look strictly at the numbers here. You know what else happens to a team when you turn it over 3 times like that? It erodes confidence in you. And it erodes confidence in the offense. And now you have the defensive guys looking over and saying, what is going on here? And instead of playing for the team, they're playing angry and mad at their teammates.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Again, it's Barkley.
He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A first down carry for Barkley. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
They run it with Balaj. Finding room to the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. 52 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. A handoff to Barkley. Pushes him aside at the 10. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game. But it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Balaj is in. Touchdown, Jets. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They'll have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. They didn't want the tie. They roll the dice and they take the lead.
That felt like a tone setter, didn't it? Forget tying the ball game and feeling like we're just hanging with you. We're going to go ahead and push it to a one-point lead, and that just changes the complexion of the whole game.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails, because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
That catch good for only a couple. To throw again on second down. Wentz, open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here are the Jets now to take over. They've got the lead right now in this contest, and they're coming off that victory a week ago against the Minnesota Vikings. Set to go 1st and 10. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Burrow looking to pass. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by DJ Reed. And they will score a pick-6 for a Bears touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. Wentz going to look to throw. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick-6, and then the 2-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense. Everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
And New York set to take the field. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. 164 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Exactly 50 yards on that last play as they just go from 125 to the other for 1st and 10. Now Saquon Barkley. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's been a remarkable day at the office for him running the football. Those yards just continue to pile well past 100.
And how about more than double-digit carries in the second half alone? That's what you want as a runner, because you've got to prove to your offensive line that you're going to be as tough as they are. They don't rotate in and out on every play. Running backs often do, so those who can stay out there with their offensive linemen, those are the guys they really value.
Here's a run with Ballage, and he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Kalen Ballage, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jets have a chance to tie the ball game here in the final minute of the third. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. That will tie our game here in the third. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Taken at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. To throw is Wentz. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Throwing now is Wentz. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Fielded at the 20. Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And the Jets set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Burrow. And it's incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
3rd quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Saquon Barkley running right. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
They'll go to Barkley again. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the 1st. Sports. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. They'll run on first down. Barkley, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Here's Burrow. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They'll run here with Balazs. Able to push his way through. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. Balazs. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now Balazs. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Kalen Balazs, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Jets are going to take the lead. He's got the hat trick now of rushing touchdowns. Also has his team the advantage.
And I'm looking at it 2 ways here. If I'm on defense, I don't care what they do now. I commit as many people as it takes to slowing him down running the football. Even if they want to hit me over the top on play action, I just don't let him beat me that way anymore. And if I'm him, I'm in the huddle calling the plays myself. I don't care what play call comes in. I tell my quarterback, guess what? You're handing it to me again.
And if I'm the quarterback, I'm saying, okay, that sounds good, right?
Smart quarterback.
The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. Wentz now on 1st down. And finding the tight end Hooper. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Wentz now on 1st down. This one hauled in. Again, it's Hooper. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Now Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey,
oh, no, he lost the football. But the Bears look to get this one back, and indeed they did. So they'll keep possession. Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game.
And he's going to go down again. Khalil Mack able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Now Wentz, got to have this one. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. Wentz to throw. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Mike Williams with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sidelines?
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. Because if the clock stays running, that makes things that much tougher for you. It can always bleed out on you.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. First down now, but that clock rolling. Again, it's Ballage. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. Now a handoff as they run left side. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. They'll try and run with Ballage. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.